Hey, it's Angelo Caruso. I was on today with my Present Like a Pro students. We have a 6-week online course, and we're teaching the finer points of presenting and speaking, teaching people how to be better speakers for the rest of their lives. We were talking today about the value of practice and how to a person, everybody on the call today says, yeah, practice is really good for me. I really need to practice. And to a person, each of them said that they don't practice nearly enough. I think it's not a question of quantity sometimes as it is quality, that if you knew the right techniques, practice techniques that would actually get you a bang, you would probably do it more often and improve your presentations that much more quickly. I'll give you an easy example of this. Most people practice what to say, right? If these were my talking points or my sales script or whatever, I would practice what to say. In other words, I would work really hard on getting from the top of the narrative to the bottom, but I wouldn't necessarily practice how to say it. And that's a fatal mistake because people believe what you do over what you say, right? Everybody knows this. And so we don't practice gestures and where to move. We don't practice if a different presentation if there were 3 people at the table instead of 1 or 30 people in the audience instead of 3. And I think that hurts us big time. So when I was a kid, I learned how to play 2 musical instruments. I learned how to play the trumpet, and then I learned how to play the bass guitar. And one of the things I learned about practice was it helps to do something called immersion training, which means I'm not just like glazing over my stuff. I'm not just practicing this in the car on the way to the presentation, right? I've got dedicated time set aside to really take it apart and really deconstruct and figure it out. If this was a music manuscript, this would be staff lines here, right? For say I'm learning how to play my trumpet part for a concert a week from Friday. Well, this concept that I was taught when I was young is called woodshedding, that it would actually take this music, and mind you, the entire song isn't hard to play, the entire composition. There's just a few lines that are particularly difficult. Those are the things that need to be woodshedded, those 3 or 4 passages. So I try to play the passages, say 1 measure at a time, or 1 phrase at a time, or just a figure, right? Just to get the figure and the intonation and the attack exactly right with my tongue as I play it into the mouthpiece. So we're reducing it to that level of analysis as we figure it out, right? And smoothing it out so that I can play that difficult passage as easily as I can play other passages in the composition. And then I'm ready for the concert a week from Friday. But speakers and leaders and salespeople, they don't do it like that. Instead of woodshedding and getting it really, really good from top to bottom, backwards and forwards, reducing it, deconstructing it, putting it back together again so they really figure it out, most speakers just take that composition into their meeting and wing it. They just try to get from the top of it to the bottom, hoping nobody notices that all that stuff in between has not actually been learned thoroughly. So no woodshedding for most people doing sales presentations, man. They're just happy to get there on time and deliver the sales pitch. And it shows up because the sales presentation never actually gets better. It's just the same lukewarm sales presentation over and over and over again. And that's why most people can't really substantially improve their closing ratios. So that's the idea. We talked about it at length today in the Present Like a Pro online course. If you'd like to become a better speaker for the rest of your life, you should consider signing up for it. Meanwhile, join my free Present Like a Pro group on Facebook. And if you like learning through video, find my Angelo Caruso channel on YouTube and subscribe to it so that you can be notified of new videos. I appreciate you. Thanks for being my pal on LinkedIn, and I'll see you down the road. Bye-bye.